In Nigeria, workers in public institutions often face sudden suspensions or dismissals, sometimes without fair hearing. Courts across the country are now stepping into reminding governing councils and government agencies that due processes must always be followed. One recent case in Oyo State shows just how important these principles has become. At the National Industrial Court in Ibadan, Justice Hassan Yakubu nullified the dismissal of a chief lecturer at Oyo Polytechnic, Saki. The governing council had queried, suspended and dismissed him in July 2023, but the court ruled that the institution acted outside its powers, breaching both the Polytechnic's law and the principles of natural justice.
Most times, the governing councils do not even understand what these acts are all about, simply because of their background. You remember, many of them are politicians, some not even lettered. And oftentimes, political actors and stakeholders will be targeting certain individuals in the university system or tertiary institution. And when they appoint these people into such councils, they prepare their mindsets and ask them to go after those people. And so they come there to play a script that's already been written for them. And most times, you find themselves messing up the university system by not respecting due process, but acting impunity.
The court ordered his reinstatement and directed the Polytechnic to pay him over 540,000 naira in withheld salaries. His demand for 100 million naira in damages was, however, rejected. His lawyer had argued he was never invited before any disciplinary panel. The institution claimed he ignored notice from a visitation panel, but the court found no evidence that a proper disciplinary committee was set up as required by law.
As long as discipline of lecturers are concerned, there is just one federal law that governs how lecturers are to be disciplined in Nigeria, and that is the Provision Act as amended. Every individual university have their own enabling law fashioned in the likeness of that act, and that act prescribes ways in which you discipline lecturers when there is a misconduct, when there is a criminal conviction, and when there are other actions that amount to unlawful acts. Now, if you fail to comply with those laid down principles, the law sees it that you are acting illegally and you are acting outside of the powers conferred on you. Now, this particular case in study, the ruling has revealed that the university did not follow due process in terms of procedural lapses. They didn't follow the procedure laid down by law, which entails first, you have to issue a query. In this, when there is allegation of this nature, you issue a query and you afford the person enough time to respond to your query. That will amount to fair hearing. So when you don't afford such a person the time to respond to your query, you have denied him fair hearing.
Labor experts say the ruling mirrors a wider trend across Nigeria. In several states, universities, polytechnics, and parastatals have seen staff dismissed without proper investigation, only for the courts to reverse those decisions. From the north to the south, the National Industrial Court has repeatedly ruled that any employment with statutory protection, such as in tertiary institutions, can only be terminated by strictly following procedures. Denying fair hearing makes the action illegal.
Governing councils, regulatory agencies, and government must create the enabling environment for academic endeavors to thrive. If you continue sacking lecturers and abusing them in diverse ways, what are we talking about? Brain drain. And you know the impact, the adverse impact. How many Nigerians who are highly educated and skilled have led the shores of Nigeria to neighboring countries or to Europe and America because of abuse? So as you will continue to fight undeterred and undauntedly to protect the rights of citizens and workers in the Nigerian tertiary institution and government, it is their responsibility.
For the reinstated lecturer in Oyo, the judgment restores his career. But the bigger lesson for governing councils and public agencies across Nigeria is clear. No worker should lose their job unless the law and the principle of justice are fully respected. Sydney Okafo for Anchor News.